Starts. I think they.
Yes, thank you very much. And there they are, Scott Waite, Peter Machin, the Yorkshireman against the man from South Australia, 39-year-old.
Gentlemen, we now continue the quarter-finals here at the Sports Direct BDO World Trophy. We're live at the lakeside for darts on day! Firstly, we introduce to the stage our Australian regional qualifier. He's the reigning Pacific Masters and Australian Grand Masters champion. All the way from Adelaide, it's Peter Machin! We now bring to the stage a former Grand Slam of Darts, Winmore World Masters and World Cup Singles Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the two-time and reigning Lakeside World Champion. It's Scotty Too Hotty, Scott Waite!
So here we go, Scott Waite against Peter Machin, and place in the men's semi-final of the World Trophy at stake. Our third quarter-final match, and Scotty Waite knows all about that stage. Peter Machin is getting to know it. He was a first round victor in this tournament, of course, over Jim Williams, the Welshman, 6-4, and then beat Tony O'Shea 7-6 in an absolute nail-biter. But Scott Waite, I suppose, deservedly favourite for this. Scott. Mitchell?
Absolutely. You know, you don't put a world champion in a game like this and he won't be favourite, that's for sure.
Big moment for Machin, but he's very relaxed about it. He says, I play the board. I never play the player, I play the board. And you and I know what that means. Some listeners, some viewers may say, well, what does he mean, play the board? Explain.
Well, the idea of playing the board is to try and take not a lot of notice of your opponent. So if you've got a 20 in the board and you've still got two darts in your hand, you can still score 140, and you kind of think like that. And if you hit two single 20s, you can still score a ton with your last dart. So you concentrate on you, try and maximise your score with the board.
First, game on.
It's easier said than done, because once your opponent starts hitting
180s
like that, it's very difficult to ignore them.
Have you got the Yorkshire for 180, John? I was just wondering.
180. One. It's one, not one. 1, 2, 3.
57.
Fantastic multilingual. John Gwynn. Superb. Back in with the 140. So no time for Machin to settle here. Waite has started to show his intent from the get-go.
$58.
Yeah, there's a lot of rivalry between our side of the Pennines and his side of the Pennines, but let any southerner come and try and take us on and we gang up against them. So
it's usually over a shilling though, John, isn't it? It's
yes.
Usually over a shilling, that argument.
It's great fun though, great banter, great fun, and great friends really.
$80. Scott, you require 121.
We'll start here with the treble 20 for this 1-2-1, so it'll be treble 17.
57.
So Machin, slow starting, but playing the board means he won't be concerned about that. He's just going to concentrate on his next three darts, his next dart, and try to shut out anything that happens regarding the other player's throw.
Scott requires 64.
But 64 for weights. There's double 8 needed.
A little wayward with that one.
60.
Couple of looseners on the double, but Machin there, not on a finish on 169, so weights will be coming back. And Machin here will just be trying to set this up, get his range on the treble 20 for the next leg when he starts to throw. He won't be thinking about winning this leg at this point.
85. Scott
Scott Waits has the throw, so holding throw is the norm, you might say, or as good to the norm as you get. But now there's a chance here for the Aussie.
84.
Now the mental state has changed. Machin is now thinking about stealing this set now that he has a chance. Leg, sorry. So it'll be 14 for bullseye. He went for the treble, but it's bullseye. Oh, what a steal! What an absolute steal!
Second leg, it's BDO throw
Well,
first.
that's called playing the board, folks. He just took that out meticulously without any sign of pressure involved. And he says that's what I try and do. Stay calm. I'm playing the game as I would practice at home or anywhere else, as though I was playing
45.
an ordinary player in my local league back home or in an international match or where. He said I just approach it exactly the same, and it's a good philosophy if you can apply it consistently.
Absolutely. Scott's face there was a little picture in the background, having a little chuckle to himself as if to say, well, I didn't do well there, did I?
And Machin said that he applied that in his 2 games. They were both close games. Jim Williams 6-4. Machin had a 94 average in that, by the way. And then yesterday against Tony O'Shea, 7-6. He had to hold his nerve through an excellent last leg. So he's certainly got what it takes. I like that dart, because there's room for 2 others. You bet there's room for another 2 yet, if he had them. Oh, superb, superb. Now, 180 in Australian, 180. I hope it's
140.
Great stuff,
good
Cobber.
darts, whatever.
Great stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Cobber, mate.
Yeah, that's right. It's a good little... Oh, is he going to get another one? No, he's coming down. He's coming down. Because 180 wasn't really, it would have left him on an odd number, 37.
125. BTO requires 78.
So pressure's the shot. Machin, 78. It will be treble 18. Oh, that's loose, so it's 77. It's treble 19, double 10. He'll be disappointed not to get a dart at this, but that's what the pressure weights have put on him.
Yeah,
from the 125, yeah.
He's just taken out 84 and then makes a mess of 78. But that starts, that's what happens. Double 18 for Scott Waits. Double 9. Oh, 37. And again he's let himself down. Now Machin can go 2 up, having been let in by the Yorkshireman.
And he's taken the chance.
On the second leg, Peter Machin. Third leg, it's Scott the throw first.
So,
game on.
Scott now wondering what he's got to do to win a leg. He's got himself there on 2 occasions and lost them both.
Well, one thing Scott isn't doing.
125.
And this is what happens when you let 2 legs go that you could have won. You don't play the board. You start thinking about it perhaps a bit too much. And Machin now could be 2-0 down. He's 2-0 up. Full credit 100. To him. He stepped in when the opportunities presented itself. And that's what it's all about. He's from a darting pedigree, Scott. His dad was the 3 times... he's twice runner-up of the Australasia singles. And his grandfather, Brian, was the first ever captain of the Australasian Championships of the South Australia state team back in the 60s. You won't remember that, but I would if I'd known it. I didn't.
Well, you could say it's all in the jeans then, John, and I don't mean the trousers.
Well, you're not allowed to wear them on stage, are you?
59.
So it can't
Not
be.
the jeans. Not the jeans, no. We don't have that here.
And he said that I said, well, who's your hero? Who's the person whom you most admire and who's the one who's had most influence on you? And he says, well, look at the darts that I'm using. Who do they remind you of?
134.
The great John Lowe, who may be watching now. And he says, I'll throw John Lowe darts. He's the man I model myself on. He said he's the man who...
100. BDO require 170.
And he's not alone there, is he? The greats of yesteryear, the Lowes, the Bristows, the Jockey Wilsons, the Cliff Lazarenkos, the Bobby Georges, golden era of darts, and their influence is still very much to be seen. In
100.
evidence.
Scott, you require 120.
So, weights. Single 20, double top to get his first leg on
18.
the board.
He's had 7
BDO
darts at a
requires
double now,
70.
you know, Scott. And he's not hit one yet, so a bit disconcerting from his point of view.
Will he go 20 double 16 here? Or will he go 12 for tops is the safe route. So it's double 16.
54. Scott, you
Big
require
chance for a
40.
3-0 lead that. Is he going to rue that? Is he going to rue that missed double? So it's 2 10s now for weights.
Yeah, let's keep showing on the third line. Scott Waits. 4 blankets beat the trophy.
Well, time and tide waits for no man, and this particular weight is no ordinary man. He's just about carved that out, which is rather apt for a carpenter. Carved that out and managed to keep
77.
himself very much in contention. Not that he wouldn't be at 3-0 down, but when it's first to 8, you can start getting a little worried when you go 3 down.
59.
You can, but I wouldn't have thought Scott and a man of his experience would have let that affect him, to be fair. But he'll be pleased to have his leg on the board now. That's the secret. That's where the confidence comes from. That's where the belief starts to come back.
You've got to be a bit of a contortionist to get a leg under the arm, but that's what he's got in a way.
140.
Good darts. Might settle him down now. Might settle him down. He's averaging 90. So's Machin. So it's not a bad game by any means.
No, nothing to be sniffed at for sure. And Machin's back in that treble 20. Is he going to get the third? Oh, almost. Slight deflection. But again, a good throw from Machin.
100.
Incidentally, those little black pieces on where his flight attaches there, I made a carbon fibre on those particular brand of stem. So I was... that's what they use on Formula 1 cars, isn't it, John? Carbon fibre?
I'm not an expert in such matters, I must admit.
60.
So you probably
BDO
need to
require
confer with
89.
someone else on that. But this is an opportunity to hold throw, go 3-1 up, treble 19. Now he'll go 20 for bull or treble 20 double 5. I think he deliberately went for the 20. Because he knows he can get the bull. That's an excellent finish. His second finish in this match on the bullseye. Completed the first leg, 84 on the bull. And there, another superb example of using the middle of the board.
Yeah, perfect. And as you quite rightly say, he never went anywhere near the treble 20 for double 5. He had that bullseye on his mind, and why not? If you've hit it twice, that you've gone for it.
Yes.
45. $100.
Game on, 3-1 to the Australian. A bit of an Ashes clash, this. loves his cricket as well. He tells me goes to Adelaide Strikers, particularly the T20. That's what he's aiming for now. That's what he's just got.
Yeah.
Treble 20. But
Exactly.
his T20 cricket, he said, love to take the family along, go and watch Adelaide Strikers. And yeah, big cricket fan, big tennis fan.
I'm a Sixers fan myself, a Sydney Sixers fan.
Are you really?
I watch the Big Bash cricket, yeah. And I like it because they got a pink and black shirt, John.
Ah, well, there you are. Big tennis fan as well. He admires Sampras and Federer. And I said, well, what about Rod Laver? He said, I'm a bit young for him. I remember the great Rod Laver, one of the greatest players of all time.
100.
So he's trailing for once here. He's generally come from behind, hasn't he, to win? Certainly in the early part of the contest. Reliant on Waits letting him in.
43. Scott who requires 61.
Such unfortunate glance off the flight, but Waits has gone for the 25 for 36. He's hit the bullseye, so he's got 11 left. He's got to decide where he's going from here. Will it be 3, double 4? That's the way he's chosen.
53.
Again.
Yeah, there are some people who say that 61, it's a bit unwise to go for the 25 for the reason we've just seen, especially when the other player's so far behind, and might take the treble 15 route.
95.
After all, 15 leaves 46, you're going to get a shot at a double in the combination. But it's academic as Waits takes that out in the end. 5 legs gone, and 3-2 to Machin. But he has that break in his favour.
I think the story of these first 5 legs is probably the double percentage, John, and just 18%, 2 from 11 for Waits.
30.
He's still there at 3-2. In most games, you know, you'd be way off with that. With Machin there, 3 from 4. Bearing in mind that 2 of those were bullseyes.
100.
The difference there speaks for itself. The difference there tells you that they're pretty even on the scoring stakes. But Waits' average probably would have been higher but for those missed darts at a double. 2 out of 11.
45.
So he'd missed 9 darts at a double. Obviously that's going to bring down his average.
Waits back last year had a rotator cuff injury
83.
in his shoulder, but recovered well from the operation to go and win the 2016 world title. And I noticed some of his throws here, he's putting a bit of shoulder into the throw. He's really wanging them in there.
81.
Crowd absolutely stilled, enraptured with this
60.
quarter-final match at the moment. Not quite yet on a knife edge. First to 8, little way to go yet. But we're moving down the handle of the knife towards the edge. And it could, as you suggested at
60.
the outset, Mr. Mitchell, be a bit of a nail biter.
60.
After a perfect dart that above the treble 20 there, Scott will be really disappointed that he didn't manage to get at least one of the 2 left in his hand into the treble 20. Now Machin is both in here. Fantastic 180 from the Australian.
180.
Right at the right time.
There's never a wrong time, is there? Is there, really? Unless you only want 140. But brilliant darts, yes. And it's given him a chance here of going 2 legs up. That's 4 trebles on the trot, which has set up now double 16. Class, absolute class. The South Australian has demonstrated there that he is no mean player. And if Scott Waits didn't know before, he knows now that he's really got to play his best to get the better of this man.
Important leg, this one, going into the break. 5-2 to 4-3 is a very different scoreline.
95.
Oh, is it just? Yes. Is it just? If Machin were to break through here, I would suggest,
140.
knowing his temperament now, knowing his attitude to the game, that he would hang on and go through. If it should go to 4-3, we know that Scott has the far greater experience and weights.
97.
He's like a Yorkshire Terrier's body with Whippet's legs. That's what he is. The boy can run when he gets in front. He's a gritty, determined character.
Whippet's legs.
One
They
of
do
them,
move fast,
39.
don't they? They do move quickly. Looking forward to going all the way to the north of Scotland with him in a couple of weeks.
BDO require 170.
We'll watch Machin here just in case he takes this out.
Waits is at a 170 himself this championship.
98. Scots require 51.
So 51 then. Now double 16. Yes, clean, clinical. Nice finish. We're back within one leg. 4 it is to the Australian. And Scott Waits has just gone within one of him. At 4-3, Machin in the lead. We'll be back soon. Playing well, this lad, and there you see, a beautiful check out from the man himself. 105. But Scott Waits managed to win that last leg before the break and held his throw in so doing, so it still had advantage.
8 leg is BDO throw first. Game on.
But the break, as has been mentioned before, can make a difference, Scott.
Nothing between them though in the game. There's only been one breaker throw, which went Machin's way, so that's the difference.
140.
What a great start to come back from the break. You just want to settle yourself, and that's the best way to do it. And it looks to me like Waits is coming back at him.
100.
His wife Debbie's watching back in Adelaide, early hours of the morning, but watching his game, as are his offspring or his,
100.
His partner's offspring as well. Matthew, Brianne, Ethan, Hayley.
81.
And they'll be watching in Yorkshire. Scotty, no danger. Yeah, they managed to go and get it streamed, as they say.
131.
Pick it up somehow via the computer. Good darts, those from Machin. Put an E on the end of his name and his machine.
100.
Well, he's a little machine-like on occasion.
130.
Well, he has been up to now on the doubles, John, that's for sure, with his 80% checkout rate. That's a superb dart.
Yeah, he's
Will
having
he
a
go
look
for
at
the
Waits'
ball?
score,
He's
isn't he?
going for ball by the look of it. He doesn't need to.
92.
When you've hit it twice already, you would do.
I thought he was looking across to see what Waits wanted and would have made the decision to go by another route. However, I certainly wouldn't advise him. He's
42.
a far better player than I am.
BDO required 38.
He's probably a better player than I am a commentator.
Double 19. Always a dodgy double. Looks to have blocked it. Doesn't have to go for it. A big discussion with many players. Great dart. Great dart. That double 19 is a big discussion with many players, John. Some like to 10 it up and leave 28. I'm one myself thinking, well, if you're going to swap it up, just go straight at the double and hit a 19 and go 3 for double 8. And you have a chance to win the leg.
And it's consistent with his attitude, his thinking. If he's going to go straight for the bull when he doesn't have to, then he's going to go straight for anything else, as he's just proven. All part of the darting debate that goes on through pubs and clubs and wherever else the game is played. The different ways, the different mentality.
60.
There's no right, there's no wrong. Some will say there's better, some will say there's worse. But in the end, it's up to the individual.
Quick shot there of Lucy, Scott's partner. And Dutch lady player, Anchor.
60.
Yes, I'm looking forward to going up to the north of Scotland with Scott in a couple of weeks. Picking him up at his house just off the M60 toll. And he's in good company. Did a good exhibition with Glenn Durrant in Chorley a few weeks ago. Everybody enjoyed it. Good night. Very affable. And of course,
100.
he had his World Championship trophy with him, so plenty of pictures taken. You know all about that, don't you?
Yeah, I tried to take it as many places as I could take it, John. I think I even had pictures with the World Championship trophy at John O'Groats, mate, under the sign.
Very good. Yes, I've got one with you, a nice one, when we were in Crawley for an exhibition one night. Very proud of it, Scott.
96. Scott, you require 116.
That was when we could stop you dancing around the stage, John, that night, if I remember.
This could be Waits' leg, double 18.
80. BDO require 149.
For 6-3, should he get it. It's on. 89, treble 19. It's on, double 16. Oh, it was brilliant, but he missed out the eant. It was almost brilliant. Great effort.
It's put pressure on with it last start. He's clipped a flight. It's the story of this match for Waits.
BDO require 32.
Just 3 from 16. His double attempts. So it's Machin back now. 32. Double 8.
Yeah, that's game short in the 9th lag. Beat the Machin. 10th lag, it's beat to throw first. Game on.
Machin to throw first here at 6-3 up. It's a very, very strong position to be in, Scott.
And there we go. There's the double stats. That's the big difference in this game. Just 19% for Waits. 3 from 16. And Machin's come off that 80%, but 6 from 12
26.
Is very tidy indeed still, John.
Well, it's absolutely right. In fact, 33% could be a perfect percentage. If you're hitting the double with the third dart every time, you're still winning the leg and you're cutting your opponent down. I know it doesn't quite happen like that, but it's one way of looking at the statistic.
I would say, statistically, we do look as players at 33% would be somewhere around what we're happy with, so I think you're spot on there, mate.
Well, as one who, when I played, his percentage was probably about 3 rather than 33.
Mine was last night, yes, for definite.
Oh, I wasn't referring to that. I'm not back referring to your disappointment, because you threw absolutely brilliantly. But got to give credit to the other guy. He hung on in there and stuck with it, and that's what you have to do.
Absolutely, and I wish him well. Wish him very well in the next game.
100.
Top lad, Mr. Noppart.
Tidy player. Does it his own way. No messing. There's another example. And You could ask, where's he been all these years? Because he's actually only been here once before. He played in the 2008 World Masters. He said, I lost in the first round. I can't remember who to. I said, well, it's a good idea sometimes to forget who you lost to in the first round, because you might dwell on it. He wants treble 18 here. Should be happy with that, even though it is a poor dart, because it's 90 left. That treble 18's still handy.
And in fairness, he uses a smaller flight, and so
65.
it does leave it open, but the target was blocked there, obviously. That was a ton here from Waits, would put him right back in the picture for this leg.
100.
He duly listened.
It's you require 89.
Well, he's taken this out once before on the bull. He got 19-20 bull. It was the 4th leg of the match. Now in the 10th leg of the match, and he's again deliberately gone for the big 20. No thoughts of treble and double 5. And for the 3rd time in this remarkable performance, he takes out with the bullseye. A brilliant display by the Australian.
60.
Fantastic. And that looks to be the difference in the game, you know. You take those 3 bullseye finishes away, the score looks a very different score. But fantastic to Peter for doing
80.
it, really. Just brilliant for him.
The confidence he has in doing it. When he took out the 84, I remember you saying he went for treble 14. He did, it was right on the wire. But 14 left him the bull. But with the other 2, the 89, he's quite deliberately gone in big fat 20, knowing the bull was left. And
it's come across that he would much rather have a dart at the bullseye than at double 5, John. That's what it comes across to me as.
Yeah. I can well understand as well.
96.
You'd rather split 25 with your next visit than single 5.
And he's gone for the bullseye 4 times in this match and hit it 3. So I think, yeah, maybe that is the reason why that he goes that way.
Yeah, load a bull, and I don't mean you. Him. Superb.
Thanks, mate. Was that a farming reference?
Well, I know you are a farmer, but no.
97.
And then when these games go in at 7-3, things feel a lot easier. If you're on the 7.
Better leg this for Waits, but this is, so many legs have been like this, where Waits has actually got down, often to be first, to have a pop. And this fella comes back. He does play the board, doesn't he? I don't think half the time he's
142.
entirely aware of what's going on regarding the other fella's game. Oh, that one, really pulled that one, didn't he? The shoulder went into that all right.
95.
So,
you require
Machin, 88 for the match. I'm sure he'll go treble 20. He has. It's double 14 for a huge shock.
60.
Oh, well,
Scott's require 47.
gotta say that is a missed opportunity, because Waits now could just keep his hopes alive, and does so. Steps in brilliantly.
12 black, it's
88, 2 darts at double 14. Now then, how will that affect him? I think not, because he's the kind of person who can switch off and then switch on again.
I think we're finding out how it's affected him here.
Dead right, dead right. Adelaide, the double 14, the man from Adelaide, would now be in the semis, but he didn't, and a little bit more work to do yet.
You have 2 lines of thought at this point. You either say, oh, I've had 2 match starts and I've missed it, is your line of thought, or you go, I've had 2 match starts, I kind of know what I did wrong now, I'll get myself another 2 at it. And I think that seems to be his attitude. Great 180 there from Waits, right on cue to try and steal the darts off of Machin. Block of darts, so he's going down. That's a good switch.
96.
Yeah, 96 leaves him outside the finishing range, of course, but
28.
that's unlucky. That's unlucky.
That's not so hotty from Scotty, that. He
No,
won't like that visit.
Only just the other side of the wire from a decent score. Decent score. Sometimes the margins are so slender, aren't they? I think you're right, Scott. Machin, more or less,
55.
said to himself,
BDO
all right,
World 48.
let's learn from that experience. Let's now finish it off. So, double top. For a famous victory, Peter Machin, the unseeded player from South Australia, beats the reigning world champion Scott Waite and moves into the semi-finals of the World Trophy.